So, for about the past month, I've been learning Chinese and Korean using Anki, and I decided that this would be the perfect point to make a small video with a little bit of a progress update. I guess I should first state why I'm learning Chinese and Korean. 4 years ago, I started to pick up learning Japanese, and I really enjoyed learning that, and recently I've been able to do a lot more immersion than I was able to in the past, and so I figured, hey, I might as well pick up Chinese and Korean as well, because I really enjoyed having a new world of Japanese things that I can interact with. What if the same thing happens for Chinese and Korean? And I know that there's already quite a lot of, well, not really that much for Chinese, but at least for Korean, there's quite a few things that I'm already interested in immersing in. So I figured that in 2025, I might as well just begin learning the languages. My main goal for this year is to just set a really basic level that I can easily build off of. So this won't be a, how did I become fluent in a year? It's more of, how did I spend 1 year learning Chinese and Korean, as well as juggling my everyday life? And what did I use? Did I enjoy it? Would I recommend it? What are the problems? That sort of thing. Firstly,
oh, you're Chinese. Feng Shui.
the Chinese decks that I use were the HSK, the Anki Decks. I'll have a link to them in the description, but they're pretty much just, I think, the vocab required in order to pass that level of HSK. So for HSK 1, it's 150. For HSK 2, it's another 150. And then HSK 3, an extra 300 cards. I've only done the HSK 1 deck at this point, and I have to say, it's definitely a very well-made deck. So here are the stats in case you want to have a look at it. I've got a good retention rate, or okay retention rate so far.
You serious?
Anyway, as for the actual cards, these are the cards in the HSK 1. I'm not going to go through all of them. I'm going to be going through why they're good. So this is what's on the front. I'll see if I can just go backside only. So this is just like a normal Anki card. You've got the Chinese character on the front. Then when you flip it,
人，公园里有很多人。
you've got the reading, the meaning, noun, adjective, or anything like that. And then you've got the sentence, how you read the sentence, and also the English translation of the sentence. There are also quite a lot of cards that I do think should be here. But we've got like words like dad, year, 1, live, 2, today, cat. Bunch of really basic words that I can see myself using if I needed to just talk to a Chinese person. So overall, HSK Deck 1 and probably the rest of these, if they follow the same trend. If you're learning Chinese, I would definitely recommend these decks. Korean now. So because Korean has its own script, I wanted to learn the script and then I wanted to learn the words. However, what really happened was that I was learning the script as I was learning the words, which somewhat worked out, but I do not recommend trying to learn the words and script simultaneously. If you're using something like maybe Duolingo in the beginning, it can help. Doing Anki while learning is just going to be too much, I think, in the beginning, because you're going to be looking at not only how you pronounce these words, but also how you read them, as well as how you have to move your mouth in order to make the correct sound, and then also the meaning of the actual word. So I'd recommend to spend 2 weeks and perhaps doing a Hangul Anki deck. But onto this deck, which, I don't know man, it's not the best deck. As you can probably already see, there's nothing but the reading, meaning, and sound, and sometimes a picture. Like here, the picture's not here, but we've still got the audio, reading, and the Korean. Now, this is primarily a problem because unlike the Chinese deck, we don't get to see the word used in context. We don't get to see other words. And it's kind of difficult to understand how to use the word. When we don't have a sentence, it can be relatively difficult to fully understand not only the word, but also how the word is used in a sentence. I could probably bring up a Japanese card in order to show you what I'm talking about. Here we go. Here's an Anki card that I mined quite a while ago, and I don't have any screenshot, audio, or sentence. All that we know is that this card has this reading and this meaning, and it's difficult to then further understand how this word is used because there's no context. But if we go over to the Chinese one, we have context. We have quite a lot of context, so that does help quite a bit. I have also already gone through quite a lot of these cards, but some of the cards like this. So this card is just pen. It's got it written right next to the Hangul, so you don't need to memorize the actual reading. And I mean, what else? It's just pen. And this causes a big problem because there's quite a lot of other cards that had this. Here we go, another one, banana. It's just a banana. And when you have this reading here, you don't have to, and often don't learn the reading. I would recommend, if you are to download this deck, to just delete any English that you see in the Korean part, just because it won't help you really. What are the words? A t-shirt. I had the English right here, and I wasn't able to learn it because it had English in the Korean section. So this deck is okay. There's quite a lot of words that I'm not sure if I would be using. Some of them are, yeah, I can understand that, but some of them are kind of like, okay, why did I learn company employee on the first day? Like, why didn't I learn how to say hello, goodbye, today? Oh, okay, this is something else that I've just noticed. This is why you need sentences for context. Because we have I, nun, and snow, nun. How am I supposed to learn these two words separately? They're both the same word, but one of them has a to. So having a sentence would help. I do not know any other Anki deck. This is just one that popped up. So I think that if this was somewhat altered and improved, this could be a really good Anki deck, especially since it's only 500 cards. I'll also quickly go through my stats, just in case you're wondering. But anyway, now I want to talk about what I'm going to be doing in the future in order to continue learning Korean and Chinese. Well, firstly, in order to talk about that, I need to talk about my Japanese skills. When I was learning Japanese, I focused way too much in the start on just learning words. And it wasn't until probably about a year and a half into learning Japanese that I started to really focus down and learn grammar. I had learned basic grammar like the wa, ni, de, o particle, but I didn't learn beyond that. I was kind of in this beginner tutorial sort of purgatory where I would only learn words, not grammar. So for the next month of February, I will not be learning any new words in Korean or Chinese, and instead I will be doing a lot of grammar lessons. So I've got the HSK1 standard course textbook here, and I'm going to be going through as much as I can. This textbook isn't that long, only 140 pages, and I think that there's only really 133 pages. And the first page or first chapter is pretty much just listening, match up the conversations and writing. And then you're on to the second one, and I think that this really won't take too long. I reckon I'll be able to get through quite a lot of this in the first week, and I'm excited to see how much this improves my Chinese. So now I want to go over and talk about the Korean textbook that I'm going to be using, the Korean Grammar and Use textbook. So all that I'm going to be doing in this textbook is just going up to Unit 3, learning the particles, just because it's about the same amount. I might be able to get through listing and contrasting, but I'm going to be focusing more on understanding everything up to Unit 3. And Next video, I'll be giving a review on these two textbooks. If I think that they're good, if I recommend them, what's wrong, and all that sort of stuff. So, if you guys did enjoy this, then I don't know, stick around for the next video. If you have any Chinese or Korean textbooks or resources that you think might help, then comment them and I'll try them out. And if you do it early enough, I'll talk about it in the February review update video. Otherwise, I'll probably mention it in the video and do it in March. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.